What's up, y'all? I got a revelation and I want to share it with you guys. It is dangerous for you to take accountability for everything that happens in your life. It's dangerous for you to take accountability for every bad thing and even good things. But in this situation, I'm talking about like unfortunate events. It is dangerous for you to take accountability for all these unfortunate events that happen in your life. And here's why. There are people who will plot against you, set you up, step back, watch things blow up, and here you are taking accountability for something that you had nothing to do with. Sweetie, they set you up. They plotted against you. They did evil things behind your back in secret. But here you are blaming yourself. Oh, the reason why this happened is because of me. The reason why this happened is because of me. I'm the reason why. No, sweetie. You're not the reason why it happened. Other people are the reason why it happened. But because you are taking accountability for something that had nothing to do with you, guess what happens to the people who actually set you up? They don't take accountability. They get off scotch-free. And I want to use an example. I promise this is going to make sense, but I just want us to be aware of this, because here's the thing. There is nothing wrong with taking accountability in your life. We should, if we are followers of the Most High, we should be taking accountability for our actions. If we do something wrong, right, we feel convicted, we repent, turn away from our sin, and we make the right decisions moving forward, right? That's taking accountability for your actions. That's not the problem. The problem is when you're doing that, when you are self-sacrificing. When you are self-sacrificing, coming to the rescue and playing God, essentially. That's what you're doing when you're taking accountability for things that have nothing to do with you. You're playing God. And the crazy thing is, now that I think about it, this mindset is actually why a lot of cults, secret societies, and people who just do evil, this is why they're able to continue doing their evil, because they push this mindset, this belief that you're going to take the fall for everybody, right? You're going to take the fall. Now, hear me out. There are people who do evil and then they rat each other out. So yeah, you're taking the fall, but you are also doing the evil as well, right? So it's kind of like you're taking the fall, but you are also doing evil, so you're not off the hook, right? I'm talking about people who they aren't doing the evil, but the evil people are wanting them to take the fall. I need y'all to think about this. You really think the enemy wants you to prosper? No, they want you to be stagnant. They don't want you to get ahead. So they will plot, set traps, come up with schemes, right, that they need to take accountability for. But because you want to die on your sword and, it's me, this, that, and third, and die, they will allow you to do that. You need to acknowledge, maybe that's a different video, but you need to acknowledge when you are a victim in a situation. Because if you're somebody and you're running around here saying like, oh, well, I don't like to, be the victim and this, that, and the third, I want to take accountability. If you do that, the perpetrator will not be held accountable, because how is the perpetrator a perpetrator if you aren't the victim? Whoever needs to hear that needs to hear that. So let me give this an example. But before we jump into it, I want to give the definition of what accountability is. I just Googled this, and it said that accountability is the obligation to take responsibility for actions, decisions, and outcomes, acting as a pillar of integrity that builds trust. So when you are somebody and you're taking accountability for things, you build trust amongst other people, because who likes to be with somebody and you do something but you never take accountability for it? It's just like, oh yeah, you're wrong, just fess up, you're wrong, right? Those people who they're in the wrong but they never admit that they're wrong. Who wants to be around people like that, right? So accountability is a good thing, but we need to be aware that there are people who will take advantage of that, right? People who never take accountability love people who always take accountability, even when the situation has nothing to do with them. Again, this mindset, this belief is pushed in cults, secret society, the United States military, right? They don't want to hear excuses. They just want people to be accountable. Like, something will happen. Somebody will be responsible for something, but you are the one having to take accountability for their screw up. When I was in, that made perfect sense to me, but now that I'm out looking at it from like an objective view, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I take the fall for somebody else's mess up? Because, baby, let me tell you something. There are people doing time in prison for a crime they didn't commit because they took the fall for their loved ones or whatever the case may be, because it's a mentality like, oh, like, you family, you blood, you gonna have to take the fall for me. Excuse me? Right? They think that you loyal. Loyalty, oh, you gotta prove your loyalty. Loyalty is proof you gotta take the fall for me. Mind you, you minding your business, trying to level up in life, and you got family members acting a daggone fool, committing crimes, right? But you supposed to be loyal to your family, so they put the blame on you. And guess what you do? Oh, well, I take accountability for this, that, and the third. You taking the fall for a crime you didn't commit. Why do you think they chose you to take the fall? Because the spirits in them don't want you to elevate. Why? Because you are the generational curse breaker in your family. Let's start there. Why would Satan want you, the generational curse breaker, to prosper? No, he don't want you to prosper. So people are going to be out here committing sin, and then when it's time to stand on business and suffer consequences for that sin, they don't want to do that. So they transfer the consequences to you, and here you are, oh, well, I'll take the blame, I'll take accountability. No. So let me calm down, and I want to give you an example of this. Oh, I'm already thirsty. I want to give y'all an example of this, and if this goes over my time limit, then oh well, I'll probably upload it on a different platform. All right, so a scenario. I promise it's gonna make sense. It's you and another person, right? This other person is secret opposition. They don't like you. They have a demonic spirit working within them, right? On the surface, they hee ha ha, oh, we cool buddy in your face, but in their spirit, they don't like you, right? They're actually plotting against you. They're secret opposition. So you buy a house, right? And you inspect the house. You go in, you inspect it, make sure that things are done correctly. You got your checklist, this, that, and the third. You check the furnace, make sure everything is good, the HVAC working, all that good stuff, right? And you check off your list. So everything is working well with your house. You also have like insurance just in case something happens, right, on your house. So you are good to go. So you leave. The person, your secret opposition, they come behind you, they light a match, throw it on your house, and your house explodes. You find out, you pull up, and you're like, oh my God, my house exploded. Oh my goodness, what happened? This, that, and the third. Mind you, your secret opposition is sitting there. Oh my goodness, your house exploded. Your house exploded. What happened? Oh my God. So both of y'all are like, oh my goodness, what happened? What happened? So the people come out and they say, oh my goodness, what happened? And you say, oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't check, dot my I's and cross my T's. Maybe it's something I did. Maybe I didn't look at the furnace correctly. Maybe it's something that so basically you are kind of blaming yourself for what happened. So guess what the insurance people say? oh, I mean, I'm glad you know, are being honest with us, but the insurance doesn't cover for negligence. And what you're describing is negligence because, you know, you're saying that maybe it's something that you did. So because of that, I mean, thank you for being honest with us, but we can't cover anything. Your insurance don't work for this situation. So guess what you do? Or guess what you have to do now? You have to come out of pocket. And I want you to think about that situation. This unfortunate event happened. Your house exploded. Mind you, prior to that, you made sure everything was in its proper place. Everything was cool. You left. You came back and your house was just on fire. It exploded. And here you are. Oh, maybe it's something that I did. Maybe it's something that I did. I want you to think about the situation. Who was at fault in that situation? Your secret opposition. Why? Because they burned your house to the ground. But when your house was burning and it exploded, what were they doing? Oh my God, I don't know what happened. Oh, what's going on with your house? Oh. But they're the ones behind the entire thing. You pull up to the scene and you tell the people, the insurance people, oh, well, maybe it's something that I did, this, that, and the third, that. And the insurance people tell you, oh, well, you know, the insurance doesn't cover negligence, so you're going to have to come out of pocket. And guess what your secret opposition gets to do? Their hands are clean of the situation. They done blew your house up. You done came over, took accountability for the situation, and now you are in more debt. And they get off scotch-free. You buy a car. It's a new car, right? Your secret opposition, they come in the middle of the night and they loosen screws on your wheels. Not too much, but just enough that when you start driving, it's going to fall off. So the next morning, you get in your car, you zooming down the highway. Pop, there goes your tire. Tire rolling down the road. So you got to pull over. And then the people come and say, oh, what happened to your tire and this, that, and the third. And here you go. Oh, well, you know, maybe I didn't, you know, screw the tire on correctly because I did change my tires the other day. And maybe it's something that I did. So the people go, oh, well, you know, I appreciate your honesty, but your insurance doesn't cover negligence. So you're going to have to pay for this yourself. And you're like, oh, okay. And what does your secret opposition get to do? Wipe their hands of the situation. They're the perpetrators. You're the victim. But you're not acknowledging that you are the victim in the situation. Which means that you are taking away accountability of the perpetrator. I hope y'all are catching this. So why am I so like adamant, like passionate about this? One thing that the enemy wants you to do is to overlook how he's using people to sabotage you in your life. And he does this to frustrate you, to frustrate progress. Baby, you doing everything you need to be doing. The problem isn't you. The problem is there's people behind the scenes that you aren't aware of who are making phone calls, plotting schemes, setting you up, doing little things. But on the surface, all you see is, oh, I didn't get that job opportunity. Oh my gosh, my car tires popped off. Oh my goodness, my house blew up. Oh my goodness, this, that. So you start thinking that all these things, I'm about to go over my time, y'all. So I'm about to upload this on a different platform, probably YouTube. Just letting y'all know. So you start thinking that all these unfortunate events is because of your doing. You are being carnal minded. You are the catalyst in your bloodline to break the curses in your bloodline that have been in your bloodline for centuries. You really think that Satan wants you to do that, to be successful in that? So he's going to keep you stagnant. Every time you move forward 1 step, you're brought back 2 steps. Then you move forward 2 steps, you're brought back 4 steps. So you stay in the same spot. You can never make progress. Or if you're making progress, it's very, very, very slow, to the point you get so frustrated and you just give up and you just stop trying to make progress. Ask the Most High to reveal your hidden enemies. Ask him to reveal who is opposed to you. Ask him who is behind your slow progress. Because I promise you, you will look at your life. Take inventory of your life. You're living righteous. You're living holy. You ain't perfect, but you are intentional about living holy and living righteous. There are people who are close to you who aren't living that way, but for some reason they're progressing and you are not progressing. You're living holy and righteous. They're not. But they're progressing and you aren't. Do you think that's normal? Where is Ephesians 6:12? For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities. One moment. You know what principalities are? It's like, I Googled this, and it's like territories. Territories that prince or princesses are over. Like, basically a human being is over a certain territory. Perfect example, at your job, there are people in certain positions that they'll be in those same positions for years. It don't matter what you do, they'll still be in those positions for years because they rule over those territories, those positions, right? That's your job, your family. There are people in your family, they've reached a certain level of success and they want to be the only one in the family who have reached that level of success. So they'll allow you to be successful, but not more successful than they. Because they want to be the only ones in that position. Does that make sense? They want to be the only ones in that position. You see it in relationships. Mothers who want to be the only good woman in their son's life. Fathers who want to be seen as the only good man in their daughter's life. And then you'll see children, or like, well, young adults and stuff like that. You'll realize, dang, how come I can't get married? Come on now. Mothers who have this, oh, I'm the only good woman in my son's life. And then the son has a problem finding a good woman. Fathers who want to be seen as the only good man in their daughter's life, and then the daughter will have a problem getting married. Do you think that's a coincidence? Mind you, nobody's perfect. You got to work on yourself. But come on now, let's be for real. You got a good head on your shoulders. You doing what you're supposed to be doing in society. You want to be married, but you have a hard time getting married and finding somebody. Have you ever considered that in the spirit realm, there are spirits that don't want you married? Again, like I said, you are the catalyst and the generational curse breaker in your family. Look at your family. Do people have successful marriages? And if the answer is no, Imagine you getting married and it being a successful marriage. You would change the trajectory of your bloodline. You really think Satan wants that to happen? So don't be surprised when you're getting older. It's like, dang, I'm single. Like, I'm a good woman. You know, I know I don't look crazy out here. You know, my face card don't decline and nothing. And I'm smart. I have a lot to bring to the table. But you find it hard to not only get in a relationship, but when you are in a relationship, it doesn't work out. Something happens. You think that's a coincidence? I think not. So let's continue with scripture, shall we? For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. We say, oh, we don't battle against flesh and blood and this, that, and third and that. But I don't think we actually believe what we're reading. Take inventory of your life. What areas of your life are you stagnant in? What areas of your life can you say, look, I have done the work in this area, but for some reason I cannot get breakthrough? Evaluate your life. Then once you do that, evaluate the people around you. And don't just evaluate friends, evaluate family. Though, well, I wouldn't call them a friend if they're doing this, but oftentimes we look at people who are outside the family. Like, we automatically kind of look at, like, oh, well, this coworker this, or this person this, or yeah, I have been friends with this person for 10 years. Take inventory of your family first. And the reason why I say that is because fam is blood. They are a part of your bloodline. You can choose who you hang out with, who ain't a part of your bloodline. You can't choose your family. You were born into your family. You didn't have a choice. You were born into that. So the blood that's running through their veins is running through your veins. The demons that they're fighting, I promise you, is going to be demons that you're fighting by default. Why? Because it's the bloodline. It goes back to principalities. It goes back to territories. I think it was in the book. It was in the book of Daniel. I think it was chapter 10. I wish I had the scripture out here. I was reading it the other night. Daniel was praying and trying to get vision. Please look this up in the Bible, y'all. But he was trying to make sense of a vision that he was given, right? And he was praying. Long story short, he was unable, like, the angel that had came to him said, we heard your prayer the first time you prayed, right? But it took us some time to get to you because there was a fight that was going on. The prince of Persia, not the actual physical prince. There was a spiritual entity, a spiritual demon that reigned over the territory of Persia. So the angel that was trying to get to Daniel to give him the revelation had to fight the prince of Persia that was over that territory. That's why it took so long. Sometimes you're not hearing clearly because where you're located. There is a spiritual entity that has reigned over a territory that you are using your free will to stay in. This happens on the job. People go to work. People be at their job longer than they're at home. So you're at work all day, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, whatever the case may be, but you don't realize that there is a spiritual entity over that job. So when you go to work, and you at your desk and stuff like that, or doing what you're doing for work, you can't hear from God correctly because there is a battle taking place in the spirit realm. The territory that you're in is ruled by like a spiritual being. Now, when you leave work and go home, you can hear clearly, but what happens? People be at work all day, they go home, shower, eat, be on their phone, and then they go to sleep. So how are you gonna, do you have any time to hear from God? And then you're at work. That's how people get into like a mundane routine and they can't hear from God. But anywho, I don't want to derail what I'm trying to say in this video. But we need to be aware of what's going on. People do evil behind closed doors and will look you dead in your face and smile and be like, oh, I'm there for you. Oh, I got you. And because you're not using discernment wisely, you fall right into their trap. Do not underestimate people, family members included, who will plot against you and then want you to take the fall because of loyalty and all this nonsense. It's not about you taking the fall and improving your loyalty. The demons in them are trying to stop your progress. And they will use family. They will use people who are close to you to stop your progress. Like I said before, there are people doing time for a crime they did not commit, but because of the sake of loyalty and, you know, I'm riding or dying for my family, that's family, we close, and this, that, and the third, they in jail serving life. And then the people who actually did the crime, they out running amok, still acting a daggone fool. Don't even turn their life to Christ. They don't even do that, right? Because if they did, they would feel convicted and be like, look, let me take responsibility for my actions. But they don't do that. God had a plan for your life. You were the generational curse breaker. But because you trying to play God, because you self-sacrificing, and then the thing is this, why are you self-sacrificing? Why are you self-sacrificing? For what? To prove what? People validation? To prove to other people that you have integrity and loyalty and they can trust you? You don't have to prove to people that they can trust you and have integrity. Just do that. You don't have to go out your way and self-sacrifice to prove to people that you're loyal. No, don't do that. Because I promise you, people will take advantage of that. They will plot schemes against you, step back, allow that to blow up, and then here you come along. Oh, the reason why this blew up is because of me. Mind you, you had nothing to do with nothing. But because you take the blame, people looking at you now, oh, well, you know, the reason why this happened is because of them, this, that, and the third. And the real perpetrators, again, like I said, have nothing to do with nothing. And then they go about and ruin somebody else's life. So I just want to mention that. Sorry, somebody behind me. So I just want to mention that. Right? You know, we need to be aware of the schemes of the devil. Be aware of the schemes of the devil. Take inventory of your life. See where in your life you are stagnant. Finances, relationship, career, whatever. And then once you've done that, take inventory of the people who are closest to you, family members included. And then move accordingly. ask Yah what you need to do, and then move accordingly. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.